I'm back, and today we are going to talk about another one of my favorite stories in forensic science history. This story involves four key players. One is Agrippina the Younger. The second person we're going to talk about is Lola Paulina. We're going to talk about two men as well. One is named Claudius, and the other one is named Caligula. Our main character here is going to be Agrippina. And she can be considered the villain because she is the reason why Lola Paulina does lose her life in the very end. But before we get to that, we're going to back it up all the way to the beginning. So Lola Paulina was known for her beauty. She was known for her beauty throughout many countries. And at the beginning of the story, she was living in Macedonia and happily married to her husband. At the same time, there was a Roman emperor named Caligula who was looking for a wife. He believed that she was extremely beautiful, so he demanded that she divorce her husband and marry him. So Lola Paulina divorces her husband and comes and marries Caligula. 6 months later, he decides to divorce her. Not only divorce her, but decree that no one else could ever marry her again. Luckily for her, though, he ends up being assassinated sometime later. So after he's assassinated, he needs a successor. His uncle, Claudius, ends up being his successor. And now Claudius is looking for a fourth wife. So he's got two choices. One of these choices is the ex-empress, who is Lola Paulina. The other choice he has is Agrippina the Younger. She's also a very beautiful woman, and she has many political ties. It is actually Agrippina the Younger who wins out in the very end and becomes the wife of the emperor. But that's not enough for her. So even though she becomes the wife of the emperor, she really believes that he believes in his heart Lola Paulina is prettier than her. So she can't have that. She ends up getting Lola Paulina accused of sorcery and having her exiled. So once Lola Paulina is sent to exile, they send a Roman soldier out with her to make sure that she does, in fact, commit suicide. He then brings her head back to the Roman Empire. There, Agrippina takes a look at her head. She can't really recognize her, probably because it's been a little while. Back then, it took a long time for traveling, and there was no refrigeration, so Lord knows what the head looked like. Well, at the end of the day, she did remember that Lola Paulina did have some very interesting dentition in the anterior. She had a snaggletooth, that's what we would call it nowadays. So that is how she was identified. So after seeing that, upon prying open the mouth, Agrippina is then satisfied that Lola Paulina is dead, and she is hopefully happier at that point. So this is actually one of the oldest stories in forensic science. It occurs in 49 AD, and it is believed to be the oldest act of conducting forensic science or forensic investigation in history. Correct me if I'm wrong.